So I'm here with Young Don. Young Don was one of the YouTubers that when I was in college and when I was depressed and I wasn't fulfilling my potential, I've talked about this on stream before, but one of my friends, Toby, put me onto you because I was like, nobody's authentic. YouTube is so full of bullshit. Everyone's jumping into pools of Orbeez. Like, I want to be a storyteller. Like, I want to be real. And someone put me onto your videos, and I started watching all your animations. Like, yo, I kind of want to make videos like that. And you were already like an established creator and stuff like that. I remember sitting in my dorm room watching your videos on the TV, stuff like that. Like, yeah. And it was a cool representation of what you could be doing on YouTube. How do you think that you were able to stay authentic online?
Because I've always prioritized being authentic in real life. I've found that when you try to be something you're not, when it doesn't work out, you don't know where you went wrong. You feel me? Like, if you're trying to put on a face for somebody and then their response to that isn't positive,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You're confused. You're like, why don't they like me?
Exactly. What about this character that I've developed, it didn't work?
Yeah.
But when you're just being you, then
that thought never crossed your mind.
If they don't like you, then okay, it's just what it is. They don't like you, but you like you. You know, most people at the very least, I think, tries to be a person or a version of themselves that they like. You know, and so yeah, you know, just be honest, and it also makes like life. It's easy to be, you know, consistent when you're just always honest. You don't have to really think too much about what you say, or in regards to like, oh, I said one thing around you and now I said another thing around another person. It's like, it doesn't matter who you put around me or whoever was around me at whatever time. You put everyone in the room, they're all going to come to the same conclusions in terms of at least, you know, where I stand based on what I say. And yeah, no, I just grew up with honesty being
But you see the downsides of it. We both have the same problems of like getting censored on platforms. You just got banned off of Twitch. Yeah. And also being authentic, you get the same amount of love as hate. So how do you think you deal with that? And I think a lot of people avoid being authentic when they start putting stuff out online because they want to avoid the bad parts of the internet where people start hating on you, people start judging you, all the negative feedback. How do you tell people that are starting out how to balance that? Because this is the reality of being online now.
You just have to know what you want. Do you want to be liked, or do you want to be honest about the way you think or the way you feel? If you want to be liked, you cannot be honest. That's really what it all comes down to. Now, some people are going to like you for your honesty.
Yeah.
But if your goal is to be liked by as many people as possible, do not be honest about anything that matters.
Yeah, Mr. Beast just hit 100 million subscribers. 100, yeah.
Yeah, you don't think Mr. Beast has
and he turns it on for the camera.
Yeah,
he does, but he doesn't. But like his on-camera persona. Hey guys, welcome back to it. That's so that you can be liked by everybody. You're not putting. It's not the real you. It's
right.
It is a character.
Yeah, that's really all it comes down to.
So you'll get further, but
in some ways, nobody.
Not everybody.
History doesn't remember fence sitters. History doesn't remember people who just try to be liked by everybody. You know, like, I mean, it's not that you can't leave. I don't know. Will people remember Mr. Beast? I think so.
He's the most successful YouTuber of all time, yeah.
But will anybody remember him? I mean,
for himself or for what he's done?
He's done some pretty important things, like some pretty cool things. He's broken records. He's done things with like the trees. That was cool. But like, I don't know. Like, it just depends on what kind of an impact I suppose you want to leave.
Right.
You know? I mean, he's definitely done meaningful things. And it's not about him.
But he's also changed the scape of YouTube and online content creation to be money-driven rather than about storytelling or honesty. There's been a shift for when he blew up versus when I was first watching you. That was before Mr. Beast was really put on. Mm-hmm. That was when YouTube was like, remember like Fred? Hey, it's Fred. Like, that was like personality. He was the shift from YouTube content creators being personality driven and people watching you for you versus watching for what you can spend money on.
Yeah.
And I think that's damaged YouTube forever. Whether or not you think that's good or bad, but that's not the content that I want to make, and I could tell, like, if you signed up for this course, you probably don't want to make that content either. You probably have passions, and you have something that you want to express and you want to inspire people.
Yeah.
But if you want to make that type of content, that's fine. But it's just, I have worked for Mr. Beast and known him for years, and I don't watch his videos. Like, it's not something I'm interested in.
I mean, look, maybe you're just not someone who cares a lot about certain things that are controversial. And that's fine. I think what's most important is you be honest. Maybe a guy like Mr. Beast genuinely does not care about the things we talk about.
I think he's trained himself to not care about it so that he can have more longevity with the career.
Sure, you know, some people, I know people personally who just genuinely don't care about certain things. Like, it doesn't intrigue them, it doesn't make them think, it doesn't make them ask questions.
Yeah, that's true.
They just want to, you know, watch sports, eat good food, hang out with their friends.
But you're not going to be a creative person if you turn your brain off to those things. To be an artist or to have an impact and to inspire people, you need to think about those things. You can't just ignore it. Stuff like that has to cross your mind.
There's a certain level of influence or a certain type of influence you'll never attain if you're not willing to speak on meaningful things. That's it. Not saying that there isn't a certain level. I mean, like you pointed out, the most famous people are usually the least controversial people.
Yeah.
Or the people who have all the right opinions. You know, they can also excel in a space where they're talking about controversial topics, but because they have all the right mainstream opinions, then it's kind of a wash. But, like, you know, when I think of people who really, like, left an imprint on the culture, you know, I think of people like X, you know, XXXTentacion. I think of people like Bob Marley, Malcolm X,
I killed all those guys.
Yeah, I mean, people who speak the truth, if they killed Jesus, and Jesus was a perfect truth teller, all the other corrupted truth tellers, like, we're not perfect people, even though we strive to tell the truth. You feel me? Like, they're going to find if they could find a reason to kill Jesus, they can find a reason to kill anybody who seeks to tell the truth. Because Jesus never did a bad thing. He never hurt anybody. Even when he was telling the truth, he told it in ways that were loving. Sometimes you and we speak in a very unloving way.
Yeah.
So it's like, if they're gonna kill the dude who is Mr. like love,
they hate love,
right? Just because he's telling perfect truth. You know, guys like you and me who can have a bad day and just like say things without a filter, without, you know, having that love in mind for other people, they're gonna easily find a way to put us on a cross, bro. And so, I don't think that's either of our goals. Neither of us want to be on that cross. Like, no. It's just, I don't know. If you don't have anything worth saying, why say anything at all?
Well, let's backtrack from just truth telling, because you also built a whole channel that was artistic, and like you did animations for a long time. Even before you were speaking your mind, you were an artist first, and you make music and everything. I think the same logic applies to that. I think in order to be a creative, not even just like, I think you need to open up your mind to stuff what's really happening in the world.